go down? What go down? Man, I got some. Either my mustache growing too long, or I got some cat fur on my mustache. I'm touching my nose. Hey, what's going down, YouTube? It's Ken Jackson here, Ken Folk. You know what I'm talking about? As you can see, we got the new Stinger. This is gonna be my part 2 of the vlog. I'm sorry, I'm something in my nose, man. This is my part 2 of the vlog from the Carmax experience. I had to clean this off real quick. Get you some, if you got some chrome tips like this, some dark chrome, get you some Turtle Wax or some Meguiar's. That stuff that they got the little kids over there riding on the little train. That's so cute. But yeah, this stuff was peeling because this car came from up north. It wasn't really peeling. It was well, what do you call it? I forgot. But it had all the little spots on it. You can still see a few up here. And from me rubbing it off, but it looks so much better. This is my part 2 of the vlog from the Carmax experience. Welcome back to the YouTube. Welcome back to the 4th dimension. How you guys doing today? This car is so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. As you can see, I think I'm gonna call it Wolf Gray because it doesn't make sense because there's a K5 version that's the same color and it's called Wolf Gray, but on the Stinger it's called something else. So, and Wolf Gray sounds better. So, everything on this car is just fine, right? It's a little cold outside too, excuse me. Everything on this car is fine. I got the dash cam hooked up in here. I haven't put much on here. I got a few small things I put on here. I got Tux mats. These are very comfortable. I do recommend getting these mats if they are available for your car. Just look it up on Amazon or whatever they're called. TUXMAT, Tux mats. I had the WeatherTex and I was like, I'm gonna send these back and try Tux mat. These are so much better and they're more comfortable and they look better. They cover more area and they're around the same price, man. Get these. So I hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. I had the 2022 GT2 Kia Stinger GT2 rear wheel drive, ascot green, the beige. It was almost everything that I wanted. It was rear wheel drive. I wanted they have a different color seats. They had the beige seats and then they had like a dark orange looking seats, and the dark orange is what I really wanted, but the beige seats looked really good as well. So as I stated in the last video, it was perfect. It was the car, and it had like 1,400 miles on it. I was like, yeah, this is the car that I want. This is the car I'm gonna keep for a long time. As you can see, this one has 25,000 on it. The green one had been in 2 accidents, blah 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 blah, so forth and so on. You know, Kia voided the warranty because they saw that some backyard mechanic tried to fix it, and Carmax voided their warranty, just to get you guys caught up on everything. So Carmax, my local, I have nothing against, before I continue the story, I have nothing against the Carmax that helped me out. Okay, the guys there were pretty communicative, especially the service workers. I still appreciate them. It was the bank. It was honestly like the upper head of Carmax. Like the store did what they could, but what the things that from what I understood, the things that were out of their control that was the problem. It was apparently, according to them, if they could have helped me out, they would have helped me out, but they could only do so much. So, continuing, pretty much we found this one. We found this Wolf Gray Kia Stinger, 24,000 miles on it, however much it had, and it was the same exact price as the ascot green. The manager at the Carmax said, hey, if you find another car that you want, we'll pay for the shipping, we'll return the other car for you. And he straight up said, you won't have a car to ride in, so we'll give you a loaner until that other car gets here, but we just want to take that ascot green Kia Stinger back from you, and yeah, we'll give you a loaner, so forth and so on. I was like, okay, cool. I really, that's where I messed up at. I really should have thought about it, because I did not return the car. I should have, when it got the car back from Kia, I should have went ahead and took all my stuff from out of there and did whatever video I wanted to do of it, gave them the car, and took the loaner, which was a Honda Civic. I should have kept the Honda Civic as a loaner, but instead I chose to keep the Ascot Green, the Stinger, and that's where I messed up at, because the longer I kept it, the longer it had a chance of being put onto my credit report, and that's what really hurt. Because now when this Wolf Gray got there, like, we couldn't move to the next step of like express checkout and so forth and so on, and getting this shipped and getting it put in my name as quickly as possible, because I still had the green one. If I would have returned the green one way earlier, things would have went way better than what they did. But basically, the Ascot Green, I kept it, I held on to it until this one got here, and it took it about 2 to 3 weeks. Someone else, like I said, it came from up north, someone else had it on hold, so I had to wait on it to get off hold, and then I put it on hold, and then they did what they said. Carmax did what they said. They paid for the shipping. It was more, it was like $1,300-1,200. I didn't understand how it was more than the green one, because the green one was way up north towards New York, and this one was like 2 or 3 states up. But this one was like $1,300, and the green one was like just $1,099 or whatever. So they paid to get this one shipped. They double checked everything. I asked them to double check everything. They did, and they kind of went the extra mile. They did say it had a slight, like someone had a dog in here, which I saw the pet hair and I smelled it, and she was like, they tried to get it out, they tried to detail it, and if you want to pay for outside detailing, then we reimburse you the money. That's fine too. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So I test drove the car. When this got here, I test drove the car. Everything went fine. All it needed was an alignment. That's really all this car needed. And I scanned everything on the car. No codes popped up, anything like that, versus what I did with the green one. I scanned the green one. It had like 2 or 3 codes, and the window, I hate this auto stop start. 2 of the worst features ever. Auto start stop, and cylinder deactivation. So stupid, so horrible. Anyway, when I first had the green one, I scanned it, put it in the OBD port, and I scanned it, and it had 2 or 3 codes. And like I said, the window was loose, it wasn't screwed on well. This one, I checked everything. I double checked everything. I checked for leaks, I checked for weird sounds, I checked all the speakers, I checked all the windows, I made sure the AC was actually what it was supposed to be, and so forth and so on. Everything checked out except the alignment. So we got all that down pat, and I said, okay, let's go ahead with it. I returned the green one, which they had to, how do I explain this? We couldn't do the express checkout, or we couldn't like move forward with everything, because I still had the green one. If I would have gave them the green one a long time ago, my credit score would not have gotten hit, and I could have done the express checkout and had everything done that same day and been out the door within maybe an hour or 2. So we couldn't do everything because I still had the green one. Like I said, it was my fault. So basically, we went inside, we started doing the return on everything. The Maxima that I used to have was attached to the green one. That was the other problem. They couldn't go ahead and let me, I couldn't do the express checkout because that Maxima was attached to the green car, so they had to detach that and put it to this car as a trade-in. And like I said, by the time all of that stuff happened, things were on my credit report. The older Stinger was on my credit report and something else, so my credit score went down. So they had to run another, even though it was returned, they had to run another credit check, credit inquiry, and I got approved, but it was more down payment, right? Like before, all I needed was $2,000, but now I need $5,000. That was, I think $5,000 was the lowest one, and I was like, what the hell is going on? The whole time you're sitting there praying, like, I hope this is an easy, thorough process. So it took overall the time took like 5-6 hours really, and I was there way past closing because I didn't have a vehicle. And the manager tried to call the bank, tried to call Carmax Auto Finance, and they was like, hey man, what are we gonna do about this? Because now, like I told them, I have no car now. You took both of my cars. You took my Maxima and you took the Stinger. I have no car. I have no way to get home now. What are we doing? What's going on? What like, you have to give me something. So the bank ends up saying, hey, we can you can return that Stinger and we'll put you on something else, but it has to be around the same price, no more than $2,000, no less than $2,000. Like the green Stinger was $45,998, so no more than $47, no less than $43. And then the mileage can be no more than 8,000. And I was looking, I was like, I'm not leaving here without a Stinger. And first of all, I'm not leaving here without a Stinger. Second of all, none of the cars on this lot today, at this lot, none of these cars fit that criteria. And I looked on the website and I was like, none of the cars on the website fits this criteria. Like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like, no car was, if a car was under 8,000 miles, it was way more than what it should have been, or it was way less, like the price of it. And then if the car fit the right price, the mileage was too high or it was too low. Well, no, the mileage was too high. If it fit the right price, the mileage was too high. I was like, no car on your website that's nearby on this lot, no car on the website fits this criteria. What the bank was like tripping. And I'm like, dude, you guys took both of my cars. We doing a return and repurchase. This is your fault. This is your company's fault. This is you. Like, take care of this, please. And then the lady came back and she was like, oh, look, I found a Kia Stinger. And it was, for me, I like reading pages how they're supposed to be read, like top to bottom or left to right, whatever. So how the Carmax website is set up, you know, it has shop and all that. Then the search bar, then it has your profile on the right. And then if you're looking at a vehicle, the VIN and the stock number is right there, and then the name of the vehicle. So I was reading it like that, and then when I saw it, I was like, okay, 2022, okay, Kia Stinger. And then it said GT line. I was like, oh, nope. I shook my head immediately. As soon as I looked at it, I said, no, I can't do that. You can't take me out of a GT2. You can't. Why would you want to take me out of a fully loaded car and put me in the base model? What the fuck is that? She was like, oh, okay. And then she started scratching her head. She was like, she started scrolling, trying to look for something else, or pretending like she was looking for something else, because she had already checked through everything. Her and the manager had already looked through everything. And I was like, yeah, you guys have nothing. You have this GT line that I don't want. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right for you to take me out of a fully loaded vehicle and put me in a base model. And I have to pay a higher down payment either way, even though before my credit score went down because of Carmax running the credit report thing, running the inquiries. So I'm like, I know for a fact there's something that could be overridden because it's going through Carmax's bank. I know for a fact that you guys could work out something. You may not want to. You're probably trying to, more than likely they're trying to hold on to some money. They didn't want to lose money on this deal. I know exactly what it was. I understand it's hard for them to sell a car and do all this whatever the hell, but this is your policy though. You're supposed to take care of your customers, man. And I don't know if this is a rare thing or not, but you sold me a car that was defective. You sold me a car that's been in 2 accidents and that should have been totaled technically. The car had rust. The car wasn't repaired correctly. The car had frame damage, dude. Stuff that you're not even supposed to be selling. You sold it to me, and then you voided the warranty. The least you could have did was it kept your warranty and fixed everything for me, and then gave me the car back. Or you could have gave me a discount on the car, like take off 10,000, 15,000, take off something. But no, I just returned the green one, and they were like, it meets this criteria. Couldn't find anything, so eventually I had to find a co-signer, which I ended up using my mom. And then the down payment was still higher. Instead of paying $2,000, I had to pay like $3,000 and I had to get the rest of the money from my uncle, which annoyed me. And he was way, like I said, it was already going on 10, 11 o'clock. You know, most people are in bed or not wanting to get right back out of bed around that time. And you know, he's an older guy, but he ended up coming through. And then when he got there, he was like, oh no, I gotta cuss somebody out first. I can't just give y'all this money. I gotta cuss y'all out. How y'all gonna take this man's car? He said the same thing I'm saying. How you gonna take both of his cars and then want him to pay a higher down payment and blah blah blah. So he didn't have the cash on him, but he had a card with him, but his card was so old and beat up that it wouldn't scan properly. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to come back another day. So eventually the manager said, okay, I'm not supposed to do this, but it is getting late. But if you can write a check, the check is supposed to be in my name technically, but he was like, if you can write a check and I'll approve it and everything else, and then you guys can go. And so they did that, and I drove off with the car. I got the interior detailed, and then I called them again I scanned it again when I got home, and I had a low voltage code on the battery. I told them about that, and I told them about the alignment. And again, the service team is what's making up for the whole experience. The service team at Carmax on 45 is Houston 45 or whatever is what makes up for the whole experience, because the guys there were so communicative and so helpful. And yeah, they got the battery. They gave me a new battery. They did the alignment, and obviously they filled the gas tank. And what else did they do? They put a warranty on the battery, and they gave me a loaner. Even though it was for 6 hours of work, they gave me a loaner. And like, the service team does really well there. I know, like I said, the manager and the sales department, they doing what they can. Especially the sales rep, they can only do so much. The manager can only do so much technically. And the whole experience was like just roller coaster of emotions. Eventually I got so annoyed or upset that I wanted to fight somebody, bro. But you can't do it because you'll get in trouble. Anyway, I did a lot of rambling, I did a lot of ranting, but the overall experience was pretty hectic for returning the vehicle and so forth and so on. I feel like it should have been a different process. Part of it was my fault, but hopefully no one goes through this experience, and you guys get everything taken care of. If you do purchase a car from Carmax, just double check everything, make sure everything is okay with it. Bring your scan tool, or bring someone that has one. Bring someone that has a scan tool. Remember, these scan tools are cheap. If you want one that does a deep scan, that's usually kind of cheap too, less than $100. But bring someone with you that has a scan tool, or that knows a little bit more about cars than you. And even still, if you know everything, we're all human. We might forget something. You might forget to check something. So another mind, another personality there with you, whatever, may not forget. So hopefully, if you do purchase a car from Carmax, I hope your experience goes well. And if anything does go bad, I hope the store that you're working with is willing to make up for it. And yeah, I would say I would still shop there. You can also use your own credit union or bank. Don't forget that. You don't have to finance through Carmax. I just did Carmax because they didn't want proof of income. They didn't want this or that. They just said, hey, you shopped with us before. They didn't even ask for proof of insurance. Obviously, they attached the insurance to it, but they didn't that wasn't the requirement. They just wanted the license, and then they wanted ID verification. So it was a simple process, really. But again, you can use your credit union or whoever. I would still go back there. I would still go to that store because I know that store is a little bit more helpful than the other ones. And like I said, in about not a year or two, but maybe like 3 or 4 years, I might be going back there to get something else. Not to trade this in, but just to get something else. But I will most definitely be doing things differently. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I did a lot of rambling, ranting. Carmax isn't bad, okay? They aren't bad. Maybe the store you go to is bad, but what dealership is really, you know, just outright good, outright perfect? None of them. Carmax is still a dealership, but they do things a little bit differently. They do things a little bit better than your local dealer, so that's why a lot of people go to them. But be sure to double check. You have a 7-day return policy, and you also get a 30-day. I forgot what the 7-day is. I can't remember what the requirement for the 7-day is, but 30-day, you do get 30 days to return it. So you're still in good, you know, test out everything. You still have a lot of time. That's basically what I'm saying. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in.